good evening. Tonight, you'll discover why the ocean glows in the dark, what lives in the deepest places on Earth, and how whales sing songs that travel across entire oceans. 100 facts about the ocean that will guide you into the most peaceful sleep. But first, if you want more journeys like this, subscribe to the channel and leave a like right now, because in just a few minutes, you'll be too relaxed to move. Now then, make yourself comfortable. Let your body sink into your bed. Close your eyes. Tonight, I invite you on a journey through the depths of the ocean. 100 remarkable facts, told slowly, gently, without haste. You don't need to remember them. You don't need to analyze them. Just listen, and let these words become part of your dreams. Breathe evenly, deeply, and we begin. The ocean covers 71% of Earth's surface, more than 2/3 of our planet. If you looked at Earth from space, from the moon, from a distant spacecraft, you'd see mostly blue, mostly water, swirling clouds, and beneath them, ocean, vast expanses of blue. That's why we call it the blue planet, the ocean world, the water planet. 360 million square kilometers of water, of waves, of currents of life beneath the surface. We live on an ocean world. Land is the exception. Islands scattered. Water is the rule, the dominant feature, the defining characteristic of Earth. There are 5 oceans on Earth: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Southern, the Arctic. But really, they're all connected. One global ocean, one continuous body of water. The divisions are human inventions. Lines on maps. The water flows. Currents connect. What happens in one ocean affects them all. One ocean, one system, one living, breathing entity. The Pacific Ocean is the largest. It covers more area than all the land on Earth combined. Imagine that. One ocean, larger than every continent, every island, every mountain range, every desert, every forest, every piece of land put together. You could fit all 7 continents inside the Pacific: Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, Australia, all of them, with room to spare. It stretches from Asia to the Americas, from the Arctic to the Antarctic. 1/3 of Earth's entire surface. Just one ocean. Vast, ancient, powerful. The Pacific is more than an ocean. It's a world unto itself. A planet within a planet. Interestingly, we've explored only 5% of the ocean. 5%. That's all we've seen, all we've mapped in detail, all we've photographed, all we've studied up close. The rest, 95%, remains mystery, unknown, unexplored. We know more about the surface of Mars than we know about the ocean floor. We've sent more people to the moon than to the deepest parts of the sea. We have better maps of Venus than of our own ocean depths. The ocean holds secrets, vast territories, species we've never seen, ecosystems we don't understand, mountains we've never climbed, valleys we've never descended, unexplored, unknown, waiting. The largest habitat on Earth, and we've barely glimpsed it. The ocean is 3-dimensional, not just surface area, but depth, volume. The average depth is about 4 kilometers, over 2 miles. That's like stacking 10 Empire State Buildings, one on top of another, and still not reaching the surface. The ocean isn't just wide, it's deep, unimaginably deep. A vertical world, where pressure increases, where light fades, where life adapts in extraordinary ways. The deepest point in the ocean is the Mariana Trench, nearly 11 kilometers down, 10,928 meters, almost 7 miles. The deepest place on Earth, the lowest point on the planet's surface. If you dropped Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth, into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be underwater by over 2 kilometers, over a mile. The mountain would be completely submerged, swallowed by the depth, that deep, that far down, into darkness, into crushing pressure, into cold, into a world. We can barely imagine a world more alien than the surface of Mars. Only 3 people have ever been to the bottom in the entire history of humanity. 3. At the bottom of the ocean. The pressure is immense, more than 1,000 times atmospheric pressure, like having 1,000 kilograms on every square centimeter of your body. It would crush a human instantly, collapse submarines, shatter anything. Not designed for those depths. Yet life exists there, thrives there, adapted, perfectly suited to the crushing dark. The ocean contains 97% of Earth's water, almost all of it. Rivers, lakes, ice caps, groundwater, all together. They're only 3%. The ocean is Earth's water supply, the source, the reservoir, the beginning and the end of the water cycle. Ocean water is salty because of minerals, washed from rocks, from land over millions of years. Rain falls, water flows, minerals dissolve, rivers carry them to the sea. The ocean is a solution, a mixture of water and dissolved minerals, sodium, chloride, magnesium, calcium, sulfate, salty, because the earth itself flavors it. If you're already drifting, that's wonderful. Let these words become waves, gentle, rhythmic, lapping at the shore of your consciousness. You don't need to follow, just float, just rest. More than 80% of all life on Earth lives in the ocean. 80%, the vast majority, from microscopic plankton to the largest animals ever to exist. The ocean is where life began, where it flourished, where it diversified into countless forms. We think of land as full of life, but the ocean holds more, much more. Most of Earth's biodiversity is underwater. The blue whale is the largest animal ever to live on Earth, larger than any dinosaur, larger than anything that has ever existed, up to 30 meters long, nearly 100 feet, weighing 200 tons or more, as much as 30 elephants, as much as 2,000 people. Its heart is the size of a small car. A Volkswagen Beetle, its arteries are wide enough for a human child to swim through. Its tongue weighs as much as an elephant, 4 tons, maybe more, and yet it eats some of the smallest creatures, tiny krill, shrimp-like animals, a few centimeters long, filtering them from the water, straining thousands of liters with each mouthful, the largest sustained by the smallest. Balance in the ocean, harmony between extremes. Phytoplankton, microscopic ocean plants, produce half of Earth's oxygen, half, 50%, more than all the forests, all the grasslands, all the rainforests, all the plants on land combined. Every other breath you take comes from the ocean, from tiny organisms, smaller than a grain of sand, floating, drifting, photosynthesizing, creating oxygen. As a byproduct, we depend on them. These invisible plants, these microscopic beings, diatoms, dinoflagellates, cyanobacteria for life itself. For every breath, the ocean doesn't just cover the earth, it sustains the atmosphere. It creates the air we breathe. Interestingly, some fish can change their gender. Clownfish Wrasses, groupers. They're born one sex and can change to another, depending on social structure, environmental needs, flexibility, adaptation, survival. The ocean doesn't follow rigid rules. Life here is fluid, changing, always adapting to conditions. Dolphins sleep with half their brain at a time. One hemisphere rests, while the other stays awake, alert, watching for danger, remembering to breathe. They must surface, to breathe air, even while sleeping, so they never fully shut down. Half awake, half asleep always, a different kind of rest. Sunlight only penetrates about 200 meters into the ocean. That's the sunlight zone, where light reaches, where photosynthesis happens, where most ocean life concentrates. Below that, the twilight zone, dim, fading, and below that, complete darkness, the midnight zone. Most of the ocean lives in eternal night. No sunlight, ever, just darkness. The ocean appears blue because water absorbs red light. Red wavelengths are absorbed quickly. Orange, yellow, gone within meters. Green penetrates deeper. Blue, deepest of all. So when you look at the ocean, you see blue, the color that survives, that reflects back. But really, the ocean has no color. It's clear. It just shows us blue. Some ocean creatures create their own light. Bioluminescence, chemical reactions in their bodies, producing light, cold light, without heat glowing in the darkness of the deep. Jellyfish, squid, fish, even some plankton, even bacteria. They glow blue, green, sometimes red, in the darkness for many reasons. To attract prey, a light in the dark, drawing victims close, to find mates, signaling in the vast emptiness, to confuse predators, sudden flashes, blinding, disorienting, to communicate with their own kind. Light, where no light should be. 90% of deep-sea creatures produce their own light. The majority, most life in most of the ocean, glows. When disturbed, some plankton glow blue. You can see this at night waves crashing. Each wave, outlined in blue light, sparkles, glitter, called bioluminescent bays. Magic in the water. Nature's light show caused by tiny organisms reacting to movement, walking through shallow water. Your footsteps glow like stars, fallen into the sea. Perhaps you're breathing slower now, your body heavy, your mind quiet. That's perfect. That's the ocean, teaching you to flow, to let go. Ocean currents are like rivers in the sea, flowing, constant, moving water across thousands of kilometers. The Gulf Stream, the Kuroshio, the Antarctic Circumpolar. They transport heat, nutrients, marine life. They regulate climate. They connect distant shores. The ocean is always moving, never still, always flowing, somewhere. The Gulf Stream moves more water than all rivers combined, 100 times more flowing from the Gulf of Mexico, through the Florida Straits, across the Atlantic, to Europe, to the British Isles, to Scandinavia. It warms Europe, makes Britain habitable, changes weather patterns, brings tropical warmth to temperate latitudes. Without the Gulf Stream, London would be as cold as Labrador Island, would be like Newfoundland. All this from one current, one river in the sea, moving 30 million cubic meters of water per second. 30 Amazons, flowing, always flowing. Power, in motion, invisible from the surface, but shaping the world, determining where we can live. Waves are created by wind, wind blowing across water, transferring energy, creating ripples, then waves, then swells a storm. Thousands of kilometers away, can create waves that travel across an entire ocean, growing, building, until they reach distant shores. Energy, traveling through water for days, for weeks, until it breaks. On a beach, the highest wave ever recorded was over 30 meters tall, a wall of water, higher than a 10-story building, created by a storm in the North Atlantic. Imagine standing before such a wave, immense, powerful, unstoppable. The ocean can be gentle, but it can also be mighty beyond measure. Interestingly, the ocean has underwater rivers flowing along the ocean floor. Denser water, saltier, colder, flowing like rivers on land, complete with banks, with channels meandering, some larger than the Amazon, invisible, unknown to most, but there, always flowing in the deep. Most of the ocean is cold and dark. The average temperature is about 2 degrees Celsius, just above freezing. Dark, pressurized. This is the abyssal zone, the Hadal zone, the deep sea, where most of the ocean actually is. Not tropical, not warm, not bright, but cold, dark, silent, and vast. Creatures in the deep sea look alien. Anglerfish with glowing lures, viperfish with enormous teeth, gulper eels with huge mouths. Evolution, in darkness, in pressure, creates forms we can barely believe. Strange, adapted, perfect for their world. Some deep-sea fish have transparent heads. Barrel-eye fish, you can see through their skulls, see their eyes, inside their heads, looking upward. Adaptation, to see prey silhouetted against the faint light from above. Nature finds solutions, however strange they may seem to us. Hydrothermal vents are underwater volcanoes, cracks in the ocean floor where superheated water shoots upward, 300 degrees or more. Around these vents, entire ecosystems, tube worms, blind shrimp, bacteria, surviving on chemicals, not sunlight, life, without photosynthesis, based on chemistry, on minerals, on heat. From the earth itself, your eyelids are heavy, your thoughts drifting, floating, like plankton. On gentle currents, your body at rest, sinking into softness, into comfort, into the mattress, like sinking into calm water. This is good. This is natural, this is right. Your body knows how to rest, has always known. Let go. Let the ocean carry you, support you, rock you, into sleep, into dreams, into the deep blue of rest. Coral reefs are built by tiny animals. Coral polyps, soft-bodied creatures, related to jellyfish, to sea anemones. Just a few millimeters across, they secrete calcium carbonate, limestone, building stone skeletons around themselves, generation after generation, year after year, century after century. Each generation building on the skeletons of the last, layer upon layer, building reefs, over centuries, over millennia, over millions of years. The Great Barrier Reef, 2,300 kilometers long, visible from space, the largest living structure on Earth built by creatures smaller than your fingernail, billions of them, working, building, for thousands of years, tiny architects creating monuments that dwarf human constructions. Coral reefs support 25% of all marine species, a quarter of ocean life in less than 1% of the ocean's area, less than 1%. Yet supporting 25%. Biodiversity, concentrated, packed, teeming, nurseries for fish, feeding grounds, shelter from predators, protection from currents, the rainforests of the sea, vibrant, colorful, alive, complex, interconnected, thousands of species living together, depending on each other, more species per square meter than almost anywhere else on Earth. Coral comes in many colors: pink, purple, orange, yellow, green, blue, red, brown, every color, every shade of rainbow, underwater. The colors come from algae, zooxanthellae, living inside the coral, microscopic plants, photosynthesizing, creating pigments, creating color, symbiosis. The algae photosynthesize, share food, sugar, energy. The coral provides shelter, a home, protection. Both benefit. Both need each other. Partnership in nature, creating beauty as a byproduct, function and form. Together, some coral glows under ultraviolet light. Fluorescent proteins in their tissues, glowing pink, green, orange, yellow, like underwater neon signs, like living light shows. Scientists don't fully understand why. Perhaps protection from sunlight, from UV radiation, perhaps communication between coral polyps, perhaps something else, something we haven't discovered. Mystery in the reef, beauty for reasons unknown, nature creating art with purpose or without. We're not sure. Interestingly, coral is an animal, not a plant, though it doesn't move, though it looks like a rock, like a structure, like a plant. It's alive, an animal, a colony of animals, hunting, feeding, growing, reproducing, tiny tentacles around each polyp's mouth, capturing plankton at night when they emerge to feed, stinging, paralyzing, consuming. The ocean challenges our categories, blurs boundaries between plant and animal, between rock and life, between individual and colony. Nothing is quite what it seems in the ocean. Sound travels faster in water than in air, 4 times faster, about 1,500 meters per second, compared to 340 meters per second in air, because water is denser, molecules closer together. Sound waves travel more efficiently. This means ocean creatures hear across vast distances. Sound is their primary sense, more important than sight. In murky water, in deep water, in dark water, whales, dolphins, fish, they hear what we cannot, distances we cannot imagine. The ocean is full of sound, a sonic landscape, invisible. But there, whales sing songs that can travel across entire oceans. Humpback whales, blue whales, fin whales, their calls, low frequency, powerful, deep bass notes, traveling thousands of kilometers, through water, through darkness, songs that last for hours, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, complex patterned, with phrases, with themes, repeated, varied, evolving, over time, over years. A humpback whale song heard in Hawaii can be heard off the coast of Alaska, thousands of kilometers away. The same song, carried by the ocean, by the deep sound channel, communication. Across the vastness of the sea, messages, sent and received across distances we can barely comprehend. The ocean is not silent. Snapping shrimp, their claws creating bubbles, collapsing, louder than a gunshot. Clicking dolphins, echolocating, navigating, hunting, grunting fish, drumming, croaking, communicating, groaning ice, cracking, shifting, rumbling earthquakes. From the ocean floor, a cacophony of sound, invisible to us, but there, always. The ocean hums with life, vibrates, resonates, sings. If you could hear what whales hear, what dolphins hear, the ocean would be deafening. A symphony of biological sound. Some fish make sound with their swim bladders. The swim bladder, a gas-filled organ for buoyancy, for floating, but also for sound. Drumming, croaking, vibrating. The swim bladder acts like a drum, a resonating chamber, amplifying vibrations, courtship males calling, to females, territory, warning, others to stay away, communication, between schools, coordinating, moving together, sound in many forms, for many purposes. The ocean is full of fish songs, fish calls, fish conversations. We just can't hear them, not without instruments. If you're still listening, there's no need. Your body knows how to rest. You can let go. Let these words fade like waves withdrawing. Tides are caused by the moon. The moon's gravity pulls on Earth, pulls on the ocean, creating bulges of water, high tides, on the side facing the moon and the opposite side. Two bulges, always. As Earth rotates, beneath these bulges move, appearing to travel around the world, creating two high tides, two low tides each day. In most places, the ocean responding to the moon, to gravity, to celestial mechanics, to forces, beyond the sea, beyond the earth, from space. Spring tides are the highest tides when the moon and sun align. During full moon and new moon, their gravitational forces combine, add together, reinforce each other, creating higher highs, lower lows, more extreme tides, more dramatic changes, water rising further, falling further. Not related to the season spring, but to the tide, springing, leaping, rising higher. The name is old, from Middle English, meaning to leap. The tidal range varies by location. Some places barely notice tides. The Mediterranean, the Caribbean, a few centimeters, almost imperceptible. Others, like the Bay of Fundy in Canada, see 16-meter tides over 50 feet. The difference between high tide and low tide, enormous, dramatic. World record tides, geography matters, shape of the coastline, depth of water, width of bays. These amplify or dampen the tidal forces, funnel them, concentrate them, or spread them out. Interestingly, tides affect Earth's rotation. The friction from tides moving across the ocean floor, across coastline, gradually slows Earth's spin very slowly, imperceptibly, but measurably. Days are getting longer by about 2 milliseconds per century. Not much. You'd never notice, but over millions of years, it adds up. The ocean and the moon slowly changing the length of our days. Eons ago, a day was only 22 hours. The moon was closer. Tides were stronger. Some animals time their lives by tides. Grunion fish in California, spawning during the highest tides, spring tides. Full moon, new moon, coming ashore, laying eggs in the sand above the tide line. Horseshoe crabs emerging on full moons. In spring, thousands of them crawling onto beaches, mating, laying eggs. Life synchronized with the moon, with the ocean, with tides, with rhythms, older than memory, older than species, ancient timing, celestial cues. The Arctic Ocean is mostly covered by ice, sea ice, floating, not attached to land shifting, growing in winter, expanding, thickening, shrinking in summer, melting, retreating. A frozen ocean, where polar bears hunt, walking on ice above water, where seals breathe, through holes, through cracks, in the ice, cold, remote, harsh, extreme, yet full of life. Adapted life, specialized, surviving, thriving, in conditions that would kill most species. Icebergs are freshwater, not salty, even though they float in the ocean because they come from glaciers, from snow fallen on land, compressed over centuries, over millennia, into ice. When they carve, break off from glaciers, and float in the ocean, they're fresh, drinkable, if you melted them. Frozen rivers, Adrift at sea, ships used to harvest icebergs for water, fresh water, in the middle of the salty ocean. Nature's water supply, delivered on ice. Only 10% of an iceberg is visible. 90% is underwater, hidden, submerged. Because ice is less dense than water, it floats, but barely. This is where the phrase comes from. Tip of the iceberg. What you see is just a fraction, a small part. The real mass, the real size, is below, unseen, unknown, a warning about hidden dangers, about unseen complexity, about things not being what they appear. From the surface, Antarctica is surrounded by ocean, the Southern Ocean, circling the continent, uninterrupted. No land, just water, flowing around and around the Antarctic circumpolar current, the strongest current on Earth, connecting all other oceans, Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, mixing waters, mixing temperatures, distributing heat or cold, regulating climate globally. The ocean, that touches them all, that connects everything, the great mixer, the global conveyor belt, passes through here. We're halfway through. 50 facts about the ocean, 50 still to come. But if you're sleeping, that's perfect. That's exactly right. That's the goal. You don't need to hear them all. You don't need to reach the end. The journey matters, not the destination. Just rest. Just float. Just let go. Sleep is more important than any fact, than any knowledge than finishing. The ocean will still be there. In the morning, vast, blue, eternal, waiting. The ocean is divided into zones, by depth, by light, each with different life, different conditions. Epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic, hadopelagic, names for layers. Of an underwater world, the twilight zone is where light fades, 200 to 1,000 meters dim, blue, fading to black. Here, many creatures migrate, rising at night, to feed at the surface, descending at dawn, to hide in the gloom. The largest animal migration on Earth, happening every day in the ocean. Below 1,000 meters, it's completely dark. No sunlight ever, yet life persists, adapted to darkness, to pressure, to cold. Fish with large eyes or no eyes, bioluminescent, chemical senses, other ways of perceiving. Life finds a way. Even in eternal night, the ocean floor has mountains and valleys, the mid-Atlantic ridge, underwater mountain chain longer than the Rockies, the Andes, any range, on land, seamounts, underwater volcanoes, trenches, canyons, abyssal plains, an entire landscape hidden beneath the waves. Interestingly, the ocean floor is younger than the land because of plate tectonics. New ocean floor is constantly created amid ocean ridges. Old ocean floor is destroyed, subducted, under continents. The oldest ocean floor is only about 200 million years old young. By geological standards, the ocean is slightly alkaline, pH of about 8.1. This matters for shell-building creatures, for coral, for chemistry. But the pH is changing, decreasing, becoming more acidic from absorbed carbon dioxide. The ocean absorbs a quarter of human carbon emissions, helping, but also changing. Salt concentration varies. The Dead Sea, extremely salty. The Baltic Sea, barely salty. Open ocean, somewhere between. Evaporation, rainfall, river input, ice melting, all affect salinity. The ocean is not uniform, each part slightly different. The ocean contains dissolved gold, tiny amounts, but spread across the entire ocean, it adds up. 20 million tons of gold. Too dilute to extract, too expensive to harvest. But there, dissolved in the water, treasure, invisible, everywhere. Ocean water tastes salty, but also bitter, from magnesium sulfate, along with the sodium chloride that we call salt. Complex, not just salty, but a mixture of many dissolved substances. Your breathing is steady now, deep, slow, natural, like tides, rising, falling, rhythmic. You don't need to listen, just be and rest. Clownfish live among sea anemones, protected by stinging tentacles that don't harm them. They're immune, coated in special mucus. In return, they bring food, clean the anemone, provide companionship, symbiosis. In the sea, mutual benefit, cleaner fish run underwater cleaning stations where larger fish come to be cleaned, parasites removed, dead skin eaten. The cleaner fish get food, the larger fish get healthy. Both benefit cooperation in nature, service and payment. Remerers attached to sharks, using suction discs, hitching rides, eating scraps. From the shark's meals, the shark isn't harmed. The remerer gets transport and food. Hitchhiking. In the ocean, some shrimp live with gobies. The shrimp digs a burrow. The goby acts as lookout, warning of danger. The shrimp is nearly blind. The goby needs shelter. Together, they survive partnership based on complementary skills. Interestingly, many corals rely on algae. The algae photosynthesize inside them, providing up to 90% of the coral's food. Without algae, many corals would starve, die, bleach white. Dependency, intimate, essential. Sea turtles return to their birth beaches to lay eggs after decades at sea, navigating thousands of kilometers back to the exact beach where they hatched. How? Scientists think magnetic fields, chemical cues, memory, homing across an ocean to a single beach. Salmon swim from ocean to rivers, upriver against the current to spawn where they were born. Some travel thousands of kilometers, jumping waterfalls, fighting current to reach one specific place. Then they die, having completed their journey. Grey whales make the longest migration, 20,000 kilometers round trip, from Arctic feeding grounds to warm breeding lagoons every year, the longest migration of any mammal determined, driven by instinct, by need. Arctic terns migrate even farther, not an ocean creature, but dependent on it, flying from Arctic to Antarctic and back, seeing 2 summers every year, following the sun, the longest migration of any animal. If you're still awake, it's fine. Some nights, sleep comes slowly. The ocean doesn't rush, neither should you. Most deep-sea creatures produce light, bioluminescence, creating light through chemical reactions, luciferin and luciferase, molecules combining releasing energy as light, cold light. In darkness, light is power, light is communication, light is survival, hunting, finding mates, defending territory, confusing predators. Some fish have light organs under their eyes, like headlights, illuminating prey. Others have lights along their bodies like runway lights, patterns unique to each species. The deep sea is not dark and silent. It's full of light shows, flashing, glowing, pulsing. A light symphony in eternal night. Some squid shoot bioluminescent ink, not just black ink, but glowing ink. Luminous clouds, creating glowing decoys. Bioluminescent blobs, floating in the darkness. Predators, attack the glow, the bright spot, the obvious target. The squid escapes into darkness, invisible, safe, clever, adapted, evolved, survival, through chemistry, through misdirection, a light show. As defense, the deep sea is a place of strategies, of adaptations, of solutions. We're only beginning to understand. The lanternfish has lights along its body, photophores, light-producing organs, rows of them, along the belly, along the sides, creating patterns, specific patterns, unique to each species' recognition, in darkness, in the vastness, finding mates, identifying their own kind. In a world where you can't see, more than a few meters, lanternfish are the most abundant vertebrate on Earth, more numerous than any other fish, billions of them, trillions, living in the deep twilight zone. Small fish with big lights, sustaining the ocean's food web. Firefly squid create light shows, thousands of them, hundreds of thousands rising to the surface at night, in certain bays in Japan, during spring, glowing blue, pulsing, flashing, the entire bay glowing, like stars fallen into the water. Spectacle in the ocean, natural, beautiful, mysterious, purpose, still being studied. Mating display, communication. We're not entirely sure, but people come from around the world to witness it, this natural light show, this bioluminescent wonder. Interestingly, bioluminescence evolved independently, many times, in many lineages, in many species, separately. Jellyfish, fish, squid, shrimp, bacteria, dinoflagellates, a common solution to common problems. Light in darkness, convergent evolution, different organisms, different mechanisms, same result. This tells us something about the deep sea, about the importance of light, about the power of illumination in a dark world. Nature finding the same answer again and again, because it works. The ocean is constantly mixing, surface and deep, warm and cold, salty and less salty, through currents, through thermohaline circulation, through upwelling, through downwelling, through storms. Nutrients rise from the depths, from decomposition. Oxygen descends from the surface, from the atmosphere. Carbon cycles, heat distributes. Life depends on this mixing. Without it, the surface would be depleted. The deep would be stagnant. Dead zones would expand. The ocean breathes, circulates, mixes, always in motion, never still. Upwelling brings nutrients to the surface from deep waters, from the abyss, rich in minerals, rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, from decomposition, from the depths, where organic matter sinks, decays, releases nutrients. Where upwelling occurs, life blooms, explosions of phytoplankton, feeding zooplankton, feeding fish, feeding seabirds, feeding marine mammals, entire food webs, built on upwelling, the most productive areas of the ocean. Coastal upwelling zones, Peru, California, Northwest Africa, Namibia, where deep water rises, bringing wealth from below. El Niño affects the entire planet. A warming of Pacific waters off South America every few years. Changes in wind patterns, changes in ocean temperature, just a few degrees, but enough. Changing weather globally, droughts in Australia, floods in California, storms in the Pacific, changes in the Atlantic, everywhere, all connected to ocean temperature, to one part of one ocean, to sea surface patterns. Thousands of kilometers away, everything is connected. The ocean links it all. What happens here affects there. Across the globe, your body is completely relaxed, heavy, comfortable, sinking deeper, at peace. The ocean has done its work, calmed you, lulled you. Every muscle, soft, every breath, deep, every thought, distant, fading, like being underwater, floating, weightless, suspended, in blue, in quiet. The ocean holds Earth's history in sediments, layer upon layer, on the ocean floor, in fossils, in shells, in chemistry, in isotopes, stories of climate, of life, of change, of ice ages, of warm periods. Scientists read these core samples, drilling into the ocean floor, learning from them, understanding the past, predicting the future. Every layer, a year, a decade, a century, a millennium. The ocean floor is Earth's archive, its library, its memory. The ocean regulates Earth's temperature, absorbing heat from the sun, storing it in its vast volume, distributing it through currents around the globe, moderating extremes, keeping the planet habitable. Without the ocean, Earth would be uninhabitable, too hot during the day, too cold at night, extreme swings, no moderation. The ocean is Earth's thermostat, its climate regulator, its temperature buffer, absorbing excess heat, releasing it slowly, keeping us alive. Mangrove forests grow in saltwater, at the ocean's edge, where land meets sea. Roots in saltwater filtering it, excreting salt through their leaves, trees in the tide, rising and falling twice a day, submerged, then exposed, adapted, surviving. Nurseries for fish, for shrimp, for crabs, protection from storms, from waves, from hurricanes, filtering water, trapping sediment, building land. Vital ecosystems at the boundary between ocean and land. Kelp forests are underwater jungles, tall, dense, fast-growing giant kelp, growing up to 60 centimeters per day, reaching heights of 50 meters, from the ocean floor to the surface, providing habitat for countless species, fish, otters, seals, sea urchins, invertebrates, entire ecosystems built around kelp, swaying in current, like trees in wind, forests underwater, as complex, as biodiverse, as forests on land. You don't need to count. How many remain? 16 more, but numbers don't matter. Time doesn't matter. You don't need to stay awake for the end, for completion, for the last word. Sleep, whenever it comes, is welcome, is right, is perfect. No need to finish, no need to hear them all. The ocean will still be there, whether you're awake or dreaming. Seagrass meadows are incredibly productive, producing oxygen more than many forests, storing carbon in their roots, in the sediment, long-term storage for centuries, supporting life. Fish, turtles, manatees, dugongs, countless invertebrates, nurseries for commercial fish species, quiet, overlooked, often ignored, but vital, essential. One of the most productive ecosystems on Earth. The ocean connects us all. Every drop of rain, every snowflake, every river, eventually returns to the sea. The water cycle, evaporation, precipitation, flow, always returning. Every breath contains oxygen, from ocean life, from phytoplankton, from the sea. We are made of water, the same water that fills the ocean. We are part of the ocean, connected, always, forever. Beaches are constantly changing, sand moving, with waves, with tides, with currents, waves shaping, eroding cliffs, depositing sand. Tides sculpting, daily, seasonally, never the same, always different, always. In motion, today's beach is not yesterday's. Tomorrow's will be different still. The ocean is an artist, constantly working, constantly creating, constantly destroying, and creating again. The ocean will outlast us. It was here, before humans, before mammals, before dinosaurs, before life on land. 3 billion years or more, it will be here. after us, ancient, enduring, patient, eternal, witness to everything survivor, of everything. We are temporary. The ocean is forever. Your breath is like waves, in, out, rising, falling, steady, rhythmic, natural, effortless, like waves on a shore, like tides, eternal rhythm. Your body knows this rhythm, has always known, since before birth, floating, in fluid, in your mother's ocean. You are made for this rhythm, this flow, this gentle rocking. 10 more, like gentle waves lapping at the shore, withdrawing, returning, softer each time. You don't need them, but they're here, if you want, if you're still listening, still floating, on these words, on this tide. Let them wash over you, like water, like moonlight, on waves. The ocean teaches patience. Nothing happens quickly in the ocean. Currents move slowly, corals grow slowly, changes occur over years, over decades, over centuries. The ocean has time, all the time. It doesn't rush, doesn't hurry, just continues, flowing, existing, being. We could learn from this. It teaches rhythm, waves, tides, seasons, cycles. Everything has rhythm, patterns, repetition, rising, falling, coming, going. The ocean is rhythm, made liquid, made visible, made tangible. You can feel it in your body, in your breath, in your heartbeat. We are rhythm too. It teaches depth, surface, and beneath. What you see and what you don't, the obvious and the hidden, the shallow and the profound. The ocean has layers, levels, dimensions. So do we. So does everything. There's always more beneath, more depth, more complexity than meets the eye. It teaches connection. Everything is connected. Currents connect. Food webs connect. The water cycle connects. Ocean to atmosphere. Ocean to land, ocean to life. Life to ocean. We are all connected through water, through air, through the ocean. Nothing is separate. Nothing is alone. We are part of a whole. It teaches letting go. Waves come, waves go. Tides rise, tides fall. Water flows. Never holding, never grasping, just flowing, moving, releasing. The ocean doesn't cling to anything, to anyone. It lets everything flow through, flow away, flow onward. We could learn to do the same. The ocean is mystery, 95% unexplored, unknown, full of secrets, full of wonders, full of things we cannot imagine. Mystery, deep, vast, endless. The ocean reminds us how little we know, how much remains to discover, to understand, to wonder at. Mystery is not something to solve, but to respect, to honor, to appreciate. It is power. Waves that move mountains, currents that shape continents, tides that carve coastlines, storms that level cities. Power, immense, unstoppable, eternal. The ocean is the most powerful force on earth, more powerful than anything we can create or imagine. Respect this power, admire it from a distance. It is peace. Calm waters, gentle waves, quiet depths, the sound of surf, the rhythm of tides, the vastness, the blue, the horizon. Peace deep, profound, ancient. The ocean offers peace to those who seek it, to those who listen, to those who simply sit and watch and breathe. Peace is the ocean's gift. You've traveled through deep waters, through waves, through currents, through bioluminescent depths, through coral reefs, through whale songs from surface to abyss, from tide pools to open ocean, from tropical waters to polar seas. One more, and then silence, and rest and sleep and dreams of blue. The ocean reminds us we are part of something larger, connected to all life, to all water, to all breath, to the planet itself. to the universe, to everything. We are mostly water, 70%, like the earth, like the ocean. Our blood is salty, like seawater. Our first home was water, our mother's womb, an ocean, personal, intimate. We flow, we change, we evaporate, we precipitate, we return, always to the sea, eventually, inevitably. We are ocean, made walking, made breathing, made conscious, but ocean. Nonetheless, thank you for this journey into the depths, into the blue, into the heart of the ocean. Let these stories of the ocean wash over you like gentle waves. You don't need to remember. They've served their purpose, guiding you to this quiet moment. The ocean continues, always moving, always alive, whether you're awake or dreaming. And you can rest now, completely deeply. Your breath like waves, your body like water, fluid, relaxed, at peace. May you sleep deeply. May you dream of blue waters, of gentle currents, of peaceful depths. The ocean will still be there. In the morning, vast, mysterious, beautiful. Good night, sleep well. Dream of the sea and rest.